Alright, hi folks, Chris Martin here with Keto with Me. What I have here in my hands is FORAcare's new Test and Go meter. I can't be more excited than I am today. It's almost like Christmas for me. So if you've watched my diary series on my channel, you'll know that I went through a 28-week weight loss transformation where I lost 74 pounds using keto and fasting. But more importantly to the point here is that I used FORAcare's FORA Connect 6 meter the entire journey. Every diary series video that I created, featured the FORAcare 6 meter. I test my blood glucose and ketones every single day. Just as a heads up, I reached out to the folks at FORAcare and I said, you know what, I would really like to get my hands on your new Test and Go meter and like to do an unboxing video, and they obliged by sending it to me. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and unbox this and see exactly what it comes with. All right, folks, let's go ahead and see what's in the box. Woohoo! All right, start out. All right, looks like we've got some lancets here, 100 of them, which is really quite a bit. Those will last me a good while. We have some control solution, very nice. We also have a pack of 50 ketone strips. Very nice. These are the exact same ones that I used on the FORA Connect 6. And we also have, some, glucose strips. There's another pack of 50. Very nice. And more importantly, we have, let me set the box out of the way. Gotta remember to clean that up later. So here it is. That's our FORA Test and Go Advanced Voice Meter. Really interested to find out how the voice works and so forth. But just as a reminder, this is an unboxing video. This is not an actual usage and review video. So we're only going to focus on exactly what's in the box. What you get whenever you get this from FORAcare or Amazon if you choose to order it that way. I do have a link under the description area for this specific meter. I also have one for variations of, because the meter can be used in different scenarios if you just wanted to do blood glucose. But we don't want to get into too many details on that yet. Let's just focus on what's in the box. So I'm gonna put this right here. I'll make this look all nice and pretty, folks. But these right here are the 5 items that you get, when you order. Now, there's more to it than that, but these are the 5 items that you see when you open up the box. So what we want to look at more specifically is what's inside each one of these. I'm probably not going to open up these 4 because you'll see smaller amounts of those that come actually in the meter kit. So with that said, let's go ahead and focus on the meter itself. So, all right, I've got a couple different camera angles here, so I want to make sure that I can depict this. Oh great, what a day to trim my nails. So let's open this up, see what comes in here exactly. All right, so we're going to take the box. We're going to make it look all nice and pretty because I want this to look really good in the video here. So I'm going to put this guy back out here. Oops, I got to put it back far enough. And let's just see what I took out exactly. So what we have here is your standard owner's manual that you get, most any product. It looks like multi-language. Talks about exactly what this meter can do. I want to point out right away, even though this is a unboxing only video, it is also I just want to point out that this is a multi-parameter meter. My FORA Connect 6 is also a multi-parameter meter, which means that aside from doing blood glucose and also doing ketones, it can do other things. For example, if you wanted to, test your uric acid, they have strips for that. If you wanted to test your total cholesterol, they have strips for that. And I believe, and I haven't done this for research for this particular video, but I believe that this Test and Go has one more parameter than the FORA Connect 6, and I believe that's the lactate. So if you're big into physical fitness, this would be the meter that you'd want to get. But the good news is what I've seen so far is that, and this is true, these are the exact same strips that I use for my FORA Connect 6, which means that if you have some of these left over and you switch over to this, you're going to be in good shape. So, but back to what was in the box as I jumped off there a little bit because I'm just so excited. So you got your owner's manual, hang on to that for later, folks. You've got a quick start guide, which is typically my speed. I like to, run through these things. A lot of times I'll even just find a video on the internet that just talks about that. I do plan on doing another video that talks about, again, the usage and a review of it, and probably maybe even compare it to like how I do things, with my FORA Connect 6. This right here is a little logbook. So if you wanted to start out, by just kind of getting the feel of it, you could start with doing something like this where you record your blood glucose and so forth, in here. So this says blood glucose logbook, not ketones, but you could just pencil them beside them. So that's kind of handy. I use their app more than anything, so we'll talk about that in another video as well. We also have in here a little bit of information on the Lansing device, which we'll look at here in just a moment. So I'm going to set that there, and then you have a little pamphlet, thing that talks about the ketone strips themselves. So the actual kit that I got, calls it a blood ketone set. Again, this meter, will be branded too. You'll see on their website as a glucose meter, but keep in mind it does all that. So that is actually, to me, a really big benefit. And so was the FORA Connect 6. That's why I'm just, I guess, so in love with like using their products, more than anything else. So I'm going to rearrange these a little bit so that they show up in the camera a little bit better for you all, just again to show you, where we're at and how many things we have. Now, for the ultimate portion of that, and that's this. I'm going to take these guys, kind of move them out of the way. I know it's a little cluttery, but let's just take a second and see what's actually in this little compact carrying case. I like this. This is just like one of the ones I got from them before, where it's very, very compact. I do have one I bought myself that I put my everyday meter in, but like if I travel, this is exactly the size that I use. So, but to start out, I think this would be, pretty good for anybody. So let's pull this out. I'm going to set these things one by one and then we'll discuss them. This is a code strip for your ketones. These are some lancets, and we have your batteries for the meter. It's very nice of them to provide that. We also have 10, it looks like, yes. Let's just double check. 4 and 2 make 8. So we're going to set those there. Again, this is what we have in our black carrying case that we got. We got some solution there. We have a lancet, and more importantly, out of everything, we've got the FORA Test and Go advanced voice meter, which that's the part that I'm so tickled about getting my hands on. All right, let's just double check. We have nothing else left in this guy, so we're going to set him aside for now, and we'll actually fill him up as we go through each one of these items. So as you can see here, these are the items right here specifically that came inside the black case. So we'll start with the easiest thing first. You simply get, I shouldn't say simply, this is an amazing product here, but this is your FORA meter. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that little guy off, set it aside, and you'll see that it's a very, very, very nice meter. I'm not going to take time to put the batteries in. I know you folks know how to do all that, but I just wanted to show you how sleek and compact and how nice it is. I'm really excited to find out about the voicing on this and how, how it plays. I do a lot of this like bright and early in the morning. When I say early, I mean like 4:45. So I may have the voice turned down just so I don't like wake anybody else in the household. But I understand it does like 3 languages. I think that's pretty cool as well. All right, let's set that aside and we'll move on to the next thing. I'm gonna set the batteries next to it because again, I don't think I need to tell you all how to put batteries in and so forth. So let's pull up these guys right here. So these are your blood ketone strips. If you are like me, a ketoer, you will do your blood glucose. You'll do your blood glucose and you'll do your ketones every morning. And if you do something like GKI, which is your glucose ketone index, or me, I follow Dr. Boz, so I do a lot of Dr. Boz ratio. You can use both of these in conjunction to get a really good idea how you're doing on your keto journey. So one thing to note about this, and we'll talk about this more in a usage video, but this little code chip that they have right here, you'll see it has the number 191 on it. It's important to note that each set of strips that you get will have, and I'm going to try to zoom in on this. Hopefully my nails don't look too crazy, but it says, code 191. So this code goes with these ketone strips. When I open up the 50 box later at some point, it will have its own, code check key. And it's important to, before you start using a very particular set of these ketone strips, that you plug this one time, bloop, right in the front of that top of that device there. It'll go just like this, and we'll talk again in the other video, but when you put it in there, you're essentially saying, hey, the strips I'm going to be using that are ketone are coded to this. I believe that has to do with like, when they're manufactured and, and the, maybe how they calibrated or titrated or something. I'm not a scientist with regards to this, but I'm sure there's information on their website about it. But these go with this one. So be sure, folks, that you do that. You want the highest accuracy as possible, and so forth. So that's what that little guy's for. I actually hang on to those until I'm completely done, just in case for some reason I cycle in and out. I've never had to do that, so more or less I've done that for nothing. But it's just how I am. Whenever I get a new set and I'm finally done with it, then I throw it away. All right, moving on. These are your your blood lancets that come with. It's for the lancet device, but they come with the actual. They include like just a set to get started. So you'll notice this is a starter set. These are starter, but what they gave us external in the box is kind of like the the longer supply of them. So you have the 100 lancets, you have the 50 ketone strips, you have the 50 glucose strips. So, so to me, these things are really nice, as well. So now I've got 110 to start, which is fantastic. I've got 60 ketone strips to get me going. And I've got some control solution. The control solution helps you like make sure that, it helps calibrate it to make sure that it's working exactly. You get one for, let me just double check, this one's probably this one's for, the ketones. I've only had to do this one time every now and then, just kind of, make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And this one's for your glucose. So very, very, very nice. So I'm going to set those guys aside, right there. So you see we've got control solution. We've got everything that we need to get started, including this lancet device, which I'm going to leave, well, I was going to leave it sealed, but, it's not really sealed. But essentially, you see it's got FORA on it, very nice. And then, when you swap out the head, that's where you put this lancet in, and then you basically pull it back until it gives you a nice little thing, and you, boom, and you squeeze out the blood. There's a whole procedure for that, which we'll look at in another video, or you folks can read their little brochure or find another video online that shows you how to do it. So, but that is what came to me when I, asked them to send me a, their new FORAcare Test and Go voice meter. I'm just really excited to actually start using it. I think it's going to be, just a continuation of a great relationship that I have with using their products. I think we all are the kind of, when we find something that we like, it's very good, it's accurate. I think that you want to continue doing that, and that's exactly why I wanted to get my hands on this. So, all right, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching the unboxing of my FORAcare Test and Go Advanced Voice Meter. Wow, that's a lot to say. Be on the lookout in my description, again, for very specific links to that, exactly what I got here, and then also for, alternate variants of them, and so forth. Thank you again, and take care, folks.